Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wrong Ones. So, we have now finished the T20 series in Australia. The games are coming too thick and fast, it's damn tough to keep up. But yeah, that's three matches done. India won that 2 games to 1. Unfortunately, they lost the last game. Otherwise, they could have been the only team in the world who has finished a full calendar year without losing a T20 game. But it is what it is. We lost the final game. It's really sloppy, but I guess they weren't really switched on that day. So yeah, let's look back at the T20 series that has just gone by. What worked, what didn't work. Were there any like unreal finds that India had? I mean, I think there's one that everyone is thinking of. Uh, who was the best player of the series, and also what about Australia? How was their tour, and I mean their tournament, and yeah, looking forward. So first off, I think we start with India because why not? So Noor, what do you think was the biggest positive for India on this tour?
Concussion substitutes.
I was just about to say the same thing.
How about that? No, I think
Guys,
concussion substitutes.
legit, okay? I think it was a legit concussion.
No, I don't
That's
know.
fine.
I
I
don't
mean,
doubt that.
definitely, the
It's
pain
just
can definitely travel from the hamstring to the head.
No, he got hit on the
No, no,
head.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, yeah. I think winning that first game really set up India to win the series, and I think the whole Chahal's bowling that game really won us that. Chahal and Natarajan again in that first game were great. I think our bowlers in the first game did really well. In the other two, not the greatest games for our bowlers, but our batting did well. So I think overall, holistically, I wouldn't be like the one person made us win this tournament. I think everyone contributed. I mean, there are some players that were a little disappointing, but I think overall there was good contribution from every player, and I think that's what worked the best.
We
I mean, I think the final, probably more on a serious note, is Hardik Pandya's batting. I feel like it's just come a long way. The maturity he's showing, obviously he's had the talent, he has the skill. The maturity he's showing and the responsibility he takes to take it all the way is awesome.
All right, here's a controversial opinion, but what happened on Coffee with Karan was the best thing to happen to KL Rahul and Hardik Pandya because after that they have both become much more mature and much more level-headed, and they've now taken this like what they have seriously, and they've both become much better players since that happened. But yeah, maybe it was
I mean, the thing
meant
is,
to
okay,
be.
I see that point. I see that point, but also at the same time, they're both actually getting to the best parts of their careers. That like
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually
well,
where
I mean,
people,
it's correlation and causation, right? At the end of the
yeah,
day.
exactly. There's a correlation, fine, but I don't know if there's really a causation to what you're saying.
Anyway, so yeah, I think for me also Hardik Pandya worked definitely, and so did. I think what other thing that worked for us is that we managed to win a series. Okay, fine, we won it without when they were also not full strength, but we managed to win a series without Bumrah, Rohit, Shami. Really, uh, like 3 or 4 of our top players were not there and were not playing, and Jadeja after the first game, and we still managed to win the series. So that was a pretty good thing, I think, for us.
I feel like Shami's just been a non-factor in T20s though, for T20 eyes at least for some time,
Okay,
where he
I'm
just
gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question when we come to a bit later segment of this podcast about what you guys think about a particular question. But so, moving on to what didn't work. Noor, what do you think didn't work? What didn't work for India? What let you down?
A number four, number five batsman, if you don't count Hardik Pandya for
I knew
batting
that
at
was
five.
coming.
Yeah, Sanju Samson, Manish Pandey, Shreyas Iyer, all not the greatest tournaments for them. That's really disappointing because they're
Shreyas Iyer
such
had one
dynamic.
good innings. I mean, a good cameo, 12 of 5.
Yeah, you mean 12 runs. Yeah, again, like Shreyas Iyer, the last game, he didn't really do much. Maybe you could argue that he had to hit the ball from like the get go. That's why he was playing aggressively and he got out. But I think, okay, Shreyas Iyer maybe didn't get as much as an opportunity. Sanju Samson to me was a bit disappointing this tournament, especially because he's so dynamic. He can hit such long sixes. And it's just this number four problem for India, and we just need to figure it out.
I'm actually, I'd say out of the three, I'm most disappointed in Sanju because see, Iyer wasn't playing the first game, and then he came in, had one decent game, and then the second last game he got out for a duck. I mean, that happens. Um, Manish Pandey should not be there, but then he was there and he played a terrible innings. But I think Sanju Samson should have seen this series as an opportunity really to cement his place in the Indian middle order because he got 3 games and it's not like he came in any of those games when we did like 20 to win of 15 balls or 20 to win of 10 balls when when he had nothing to gain over them. He came in all of them, I think, with more than 60 to 70 runs needed. Like he could have, or when he had enough time to bat in the first game. He could easily have built an innings, built his like confidence, and like made like his role is as a six hitter. And I know, I mean, had arguments with people over the last few days. Uh, According to them, Sanju Samson should not be blamed because the role of an Indian number 4, 5, given the top three and the way they play, is that they have to go and show aggression. And I don't blame Samson for the way he got out in the first game. It was a great shot. He hit it straight to the fielder. Slightly left or right, it would have been it was a boundary. At least he was trying to show the intent. His third innings was disappointing because given the match situation, it was quite a slow innings. But I think I agree that we need we need him to show the aggression and we shouldn't blame him when he gets out. But I just feel like with Sanju Samson, it happens way too often that he gets really attractive looking 15 and 20 and then he gets out. Like even in the IPL, even in international cricket, it just seems like it's a recurrence, like it just keeps happening. And that's what disappoints me because like there's so much, he's capable of so much more. And I feel like, I don't know, this might be a personal bias, but I feel like if Rishabh Pant was to do the same thing and get 15 20s and get out at 20, then the whole of India would be on his case. Like everyone would be like, get out, he's the same thing again and again. But for some reason, other players don't get that sort of treatment. So yeah, Kabir, what else? What for you didn't work?
I mean, I think your point on Rishabh Pant is definitely quite apparent. I definitely think if Rishabh Pant had done the same thing, there would have been complete furore over how he played, how he played. So yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a double standard there, but I guess there's also some more context to it on like, you know, Rishabh Pant has been given a lot of opportunities, etc. No, what I was going to say was, and this is probably the most obvious point, is how bad our fielding was. It was just shambolic. Let's say on average,
it wasn't just us.
Well, okay, that's definitely true. There was fielding problems on both of them, but I'm talking about India here specifically, where, and especially in the last game where it feels like we just couldn't see the ball.
Last game, I honestly think they were half of them were playing asleep. Like, what were the reviews? What was going on?
Yeah,
I think that was the definition of a dead rubber game. Like, I don't think any of them cared except Kohli, and then he got out.
Yeah, without getting
that was a mad innings. Wow.
Yeah.
Without getting to his 100 again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but T20 100 is tough, man. But I think some of the shots he played were like unreal. Like he just played a flick for 6 and then he hit the one behind the legs. So that was like,
that was a great innings. Just point you guys made about Rishabh Pant, and then you guys can continue about what didn't
I feel
work.
like every podcast we have a segment. We have a segment about Rishabh Pant. Anyway,
we should do a segment that is where's Rishabh Pant right now.
Yeah.
Finding Wally. Where's Wally? Where's Rishabh Pant?
Where's Rishabh? No, I think like one thing I miss about Dhoni's captaincy is that he really did give players as many chances as they needed before they started working, and I wish. And this is the same thing with Shreyas. I know Kabir didn't pick him for this team originally, and I guess he was right on that note. But like,
we spoke a lot of shit because he had Mayank at 4, which we also have.
Yeah, which we all but he didn't choose Shreyas, right? But like, I still think Virat Kohli needs to give Shreyas Iyer, give Rishabh Pant time. They're still young. It's not like they have that much experience as well. And I wish like he kind of like supported them the way Dhoni supported some of the players, like even a Raina in his T20 career and Dhoni's support of him, you know? So I wish there was more, I don't know, they were given more time.
I think in addition to that, like for me, I think with Shreyas Iyer it's less so because I think he has sort of established himself in ODIs. He's had one bad season, but I think India will stick to him. He still has a batting average like 45 or 46 or something, which is not bad. So they will stick to him and they'll give him chances over there. I think when it comes to the tests, to T20s, I don't think they really see him as a out and out T20 player as such. But then I'd say if you're choosing between him and Manish Pandey, I'd choose him over Manish Pandey to bat in the middle order any day. But I think with the problem with Shreyas Iyer in T20s, he has to bat up the order, and I'm not sure if that's if batting at 5 and 4 is his best positions because he's not that like go as much as I love him because I'm a Delhi fan, but he's not the kind of guy who can go at it from the off as well as some other people can. Coming to Rishabh Pant, I think I've heard this argument from a lot of people. Oh, Rishabh Pant gets so many chances. He's got so many chances. He's played so much. He gets out the same way. Blah 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 blah.
How much T20
But
internationals
the
cricket
problem,
has he
no,
played?
he's played quite a bit. He's got like 20 games, I think. But the thing is, the issue is there's a difference between getting chances and getting chances, knowing your role and knowing your what the team expects of you. And I think that's the difference with Pant. I think with Pant, he was not given the chances in the right way. And I think if you look at the way T20 cricket is developing right now, India is going to end up lagging far behind because we don't have the kind of players who can come in and go straight. And I actually, for me, I think my ideal 4-5-6 for India would actually be a situation where after Rahul, Rohit, and Kohli, we have maybe Surya Kumar Yadav at 4 because he's a 360-degree player who can play anywhere. Then you have Pant at 5, Hardik at 6, and Jadeja at 7. Like that's some serious hitting power.
That's 100%. I completely agree with that.
If you have that top 7, then you can have the top 3 playing the way they do. One of them will come off. If they don't, then anyway, you have enough batting power and muscle to match like teams like England. Because honestly, I think our biggest threat for the World Cup next year is England. I don't think West Indies are the force they used to be, but then they always show up in the T20 World Cup. So let's see what happens there. But I think definitely we need to look at strengthening our middle order. And if not, fine, I can understand people saying no to Pant. Without really liking them, at least give Kishan a go then, because Kishan is also a power hitter and he bats in the middle. But like one of them, there needs to be a change in that middle order. You cannot have people like Manish Pandey and Shreyas Iyer coming in at 5. That's not their position. So it has to be a 6 hitter, whether it's Sanju, whether it's Kishan. I mean, I think it probably is unfair on Sanju if they drop him after 3 games. But I don't understand why he was selected because his IPL was also quite average. But I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah. Moving on, who do you think? I mean, I think this is a pretty obvious answer, but who for India was the find of this series? Kabir?
Natarajan.
Noor has given the answer. Kabir, anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say Natarajan, but also Hardik Pandya's batting.
Fair enough. I have a question for you guys. Here's the question I was talking about. So,
Is this the Shami question?
yeah. So, if at the T20 World Cup next year, you've got a fully fit Bumrah, Bhuvi, Shami, and Natarajan, who are your 3 to start?
Bhuvi, Bumrah, Shami.
Kabir?
A lot depends on how Bhuvi's bowling. It depends on how he's bowling in nats, how his like fitness is coming along, all that kind of stuff.
He's got
assumption is
he's got 8
completely
months.
fit.
He's got 8 months to get fully fit.
No, I know, but then it's also all the like functional stuff with bowling. Can you bowl as fast as you used to?
Yeah, how much trust do you have in your body and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? My assumption was that Bhuvi
Yeah,
is
so I understand that. So
fit.
Kabir, if you have a fully fit, if all 4 are fully fit, who are your 3?
Okay, bowling like he was what? Like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
Then,
bowling
yeah,
like
I
he
mean,
was 7,
I
8
think
months ago.
Yeah, okay, fine. I go with probably Bumrah, Bhuvi, and Natarajan.
Yeah, I think I'm confused between Natarajan and Shami because I think it's also what India needs because if I guess Shami is the better bowler in the power play, Natarajan is the better bowler at the death. With Bumrah and Bhuvi, Bumrah is at the death. Bhuvi used to bowl up top, but then he also developed his death bowling. So I don't know. I feel like we have enough death bowling cover. And Shami can also bowl Yorkers. I mean, it's a good problem to have, but I don't know. I'd probably just edge Shami in terms of like experience and stuff right now. But if Natarajan keeps developing the way he does, the way he is, and I think Natarajan needs to add a little bit of pace because otherwise on flat tracks he's going to be belted. He's at 135 bowling straight, he'll get killed. So yeah, I think he has to develop pace. But otherwise, the left arm is always a good option. So we need one as well.
Definitely.
The reason I chose Shami on before Natarajan is essentially on experience because it's a World Cup. There's loads of pressure, and no matter how like calm Natarajan is, a World Cup can get to like the best.
Yeah, but we're
players.
assuming. I mean, we have. I think if all tours go ahead as they're planned, we are supposed to have at least 15 to 20 more T20s before the World Cup, and there's another IPL. So that's about 30 games that Natarajan could play before the IPL. Before the World Cup.
I get that, but like still, Shami has way more experience. He's played in World Cups before. He's faced these batsmen way more times than Natarajan has. I think Natarajan will do really well if one of these bowlers don't do well in the World Cup, which is a complete possibility. He's a great fourth seam option.
Yeah, I think for me right now he's probably just fourth, but if he develops an
I
left
also
arm,
think
it's
he
definitely.
bowls, like, obviously his bowling style is different than Bumrah and stuff, but this goes to the point you were saying earlier. I think he bowls, like, what he bowls is similar to what Bumrah does in terms of like lengths and stuff, and you want different types of bowlers in your
Yeah,
team.
but he's doing it with a left arm angle, which is tough to get away. And I think
Yeah.
Bumrah,
No,
it
he
will
did
be
great.
quite mad to watch Bumrah and Natarajan bowl the last 3 or 4 overs. It'll be pretty insane to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Player of the also, I have to tell you guys one stat I heard. Okay, before we move on to the player of the series for us, Shardul Thakur. Yeah, I think since what was it? Since he finished or since last year, since last World Cup, I think the 2019 World Cup, his stats in T20 cricket are absolutely incredible. Like he's got, sorry, in T20s in 2020, he's got 59 batting average, strike rate of 197, bowling 15 wickets in 10 matches at a strike rate of 12.4. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all. That is.
I don't know. I just don't understand how he has these stats. Like, he looks so innocuous when he's bowling.
Yeah,
He's gotten quite a lot fitter though. He's become a better bowler this past.
I just hope India don't put him in as the third seamer in the World Cup. He'll get slaughtered.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Anyway, moving on to the player of the series. I think this should be the same for all of us, but I'll go first on this one. Hardik Pandya for me. I think Hardik Pandya definitely, like, he's matured as a batsman, and I think having Hardik Pandya playing that way gives so much more confidence to the top 4 and top 5 who know that they have someone to finish. It's like what Dhoni used to give to his team when he was in prime form. I think Hardik Pandya is slowly reaching Dhoni levels. Like, he's become really mature. He's finishing games. He's calculating. He's not getting panicked. Like, even in that second ODI, second T20, when we were like, looked like we might be falling behind, he had a couple of sixes, saved it. Then in the last over, he knew he just needed 2 sixes. He waited for those balls and hit it. So yeah, I think Hardik Pandya for me was the player of the series. Noor?
Wait, I have a quick question. How much did Kohli make the first game?
7 or 8. He got out to that.
And how much? And then the second game he made like
40 of 24.
40 of 24, right?
Yeah.
Just to be different, I'll say Kohli did really well this series. I think Hardik Pandya was my top guess, my top choice. But I think Kohli batted really well as well. His last innings was incredible.
I was going to say Kohli as well, actually. I completely agree with you. I think we wouldn't have been in the position to win the games that we did had Kohli not batted the way he did.
And Hardik Pandya had
Kohli didn't contribute to the first win at all.
Yeah, I know, but okay, that doesn't matter. We did win the second one, right?
But that was more Hardik than Kohli.
That was still Kohli. We didn't get
40 out of 24. Like, I mean,
I want to know why you got Hardik, by the way, had 44-22 in that second game which we won. So that's
so it's not that much of a difference. Also, like, for me, do you see the way he batted the last game? It felt like if he had 6 more balls, he would have won.
Last game, obviously he was good, but no, I want to know why you guys stand on this. I'm confused. But in that last game, we were chasing, what was it, 186 in 120 balls, and Virat played 61 and scored 85, which meant that the others basically on average the other batsmen had to score 110 overs at 10 and over. So basically Virat batted 61 balls at under the required run rate. So where do you all stand on this, Kabir?
One sec. I think that's really unfair because fine, he batted a little slowly if you look at it like that, but you saw the innings. He paced it according to what his teammates were also doing. They were getting out.
I understand. That's why I'm saying I want to know where you guys stand. I haven't really got an opinion.
There was nothing wrong with how he paced that innings. He would have if he didn't get out, he would have made those runs.
No, we wouldn't have won the match even if we batted till the end. I don't think so.
I think we would have. Do you not remember Australia, India when we were chasing like 12 over?
Kabir?
Look, I think because there was nobody else to support him, it is excusable. But at the same time, I don't think that he. I think it was one of those cases where he definitely needed support to win the game. So I don't know if I'm ready to like put the entire blame on him or not. Um, that's a tough one because it's that whole like toss up between is his strike rate going to win you a game or is his strike rate keeping you in the game? And I think actually in this case it was the latter.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, how many times have we seen people chase down 30 runs in the last 2 overs in T20 cricket? Right? It's the
Yeah,
point
but
is to
he had
get
lost
to the
Hardik
18th
by then.
over.
It would have been just that would have had to be
But no,
just him.
if you think, if let's say Hardik didn't get out, or if Shreyas didn't get out, and he was there, and if he got
You
like,
can't run a whole cricket game on ifs.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying the fact that like I don't think he batted slowly. Like that was your question, right?
I think he
that's my
started
answer is
slowly.
no.
He was 50 or 40. That's quite inexcusable when you're chasing that higher score. He left himself a lot to
Dude,
do.
look at what Rahul and Dhawan did. Like,
Rahul got out second ball. You can't blame him.
I'm not blaming him. That's the thing. They got out. He had no
He
support from the
didn't
top
waste
two,
balls.
from the openers. Yeah, but he got out, right?
Yeah,
Kohli was
but by that
weak.
logic, Rahul scored a 50 in the first game, and Kohli didn't, and we won that game. So
No, I'm not. This is not about KL Rahul. This is about the fact that given the
I
circumstances, Virat
agree.
Kohli played an innings because Dhawan and KL weren't able to support him the way they were doing in the other games.
Yeah, I think I agree with Kabir here that in this instance was probably fine because he didn't have that much support. But on a regular basis, like if we finish the innings 3 down or 4 down and he's got an 85 61, it's probably not okay. Because then you're playing quite slowly.
Can I ask you a question? Is this a concern also because of RCB's overrate runs per over rate from 7 to 13? Are we a bit?
No, it's not because that. It's just because like I think there's a lot of belief or a lot of people around who think that maybe India is kind of falling behind in T20 cricket and the way T20 cricket is played because like if you look at a team like England, you will not get an 85 or 61 in an England team. If he's got 85, it'll be off 50 balls. Like even Matthew Wade had 80 or 53 in the first innings of that game. But yeah, so that is the India review, I guess. So now we can move on to Australia and what Australia did. So Kabir, what are your views? What do you think worked well and what didn't work well for Australia?
What worked well was their spin bowling, I thought. I think they bowled well against us. And between Mitch Webson and Adam Zampa, they had that 1-2 punch that was able to actually put pressure on a batsman.
Unlike our leg spinner who just got hit for 2 games in a row.
It's okay, it happens. It's excusable when you're as good as he is. No, I think surprisingly, they surprised me because of how well they played.
Fair enough. Noor, what was the
No, yeah, I
worked for them?
completely agree. I thought their spin bowling was great. I also thought Steve Smith was phenomenal.
In the T20s?
No, sorry, I'm thinking about the ODIs. No, didn't he play a good innings in between?
No, he had
No, that was the ODI.
48.
Sorry.
His
ODI.
his
Sorry.
yeah,
I'm thinking about the ODIs.
no.
No, I thought Maxwell played a good innings. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I thought Maxwell did well.
Maxwell
did pretty well.
I don't
Maxwell is
understand
the
him.
innings.
I don't
Maxwell
understand this man.
India, he's Australia's Rishabh Pant. I've seen many, like, he's a hit and miss player, right? And Maxwell did
But he's
so well.
Rishabh Pant in the opposite way. Rishabh Pant kills the IPL and then doesn't do that well on the international stage. Maxwell flops in the IPL and then kills the international stage.
I mean, yeah, they're enigmas, right? They're complete enigmas to cricket. But I think Maxwell was great. I think Maxwell gave them the punch. Matthew Wade played 2 really good innings. So I think they batted well, with the exception of maybe the first game when they were literally outspun. But I think...
Yeah, I mean, they played against 12 players, so it's not their fault.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I thought their pace looked a bit weak though, and we're coming to what went wrong. I thought their pace bowling wasn't. I mean, I get Sands and stuff, but whatever. It didn't look like the strongest pace attack.
Yeah, they had quite an average they had like 5. What is it? They had their 5th and 6th choice, I guess. 4th, 5th, 6th choice bowlers bowling.
Yeah.
Because their top 3 weren't there, and then yeah, I'd say Abbott and all are 4, 5, 6. Similar to India though, so I don't know if that's much of an excuse. But maybe that's why we get high scoring games. But yeah, moving on to what I mean, for me, I think one thing I want to say is I hope one of the Indian openers, looks at Matthew Wade and plays like him. Because honestly, we need one opener to give us a start like that. We are too like pretty conservative in the power play. We need to like just go out and bash it like mad. We have this formula where we take it easy in the first 3 overs and then lift it in the last 3 overs, and that's not always going to work. Like you just need to go and like bash it, and one of the openers need to take the attack to the opposition. So I hope India can learn that from what Matthew Wade did. And it'll be interesting to see what Australia do when Warner is back, because Wade looked $1 million. So are they going to like drop him to 3, 4, 5? What's going on? Let's see. So yeah, what didn't work? Noor already said for her the pace bowling didn't work. For me, I think the second opener, like Darcy Short, Aaron Finch, they both looked quite out of it, quite bad. I guess Finch also had to do with his injury, but Darcy Short has got so many chances at the top level and he just didn't look the part at all. And now I'm pretty sure he's going to go to the Big Bash, again, be player of the season. And then everyone will be like, oh, what do we do with Darcy Short? But it is what it is. I guess he's just not made for the international level. Yeah, Kabir, what do you think? What didn't work for you?
I'm just gonna repeat this again. I think the fielding didn't work. It didn't work for India. It didn't work for Australia.
I think that catch that Steve Smith dropped is probably the most incredible bit of fielding I have seen in my life for a long time.
Tough. To be fair, Kohli dropped an awful catch as well, if you remember.
Kohli?
Run out.
Yeah, he got the run out.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question about Steve Smith?
Yeah.
Do you think I mean I was hearing the commentators talk about this, but do you think Steve Smith is a better player when he's captain? Like in the sense he's a better fielder, he's a better batsman, he takes on more responsibility. So like, do you think who would you choose as a captain?
Not in T20.
Considering everything Steve Smith is
not in T20s. In Tests,
yes.
In Tests, yes, maybe. I think Finch is tactically also a better captain than Steve Smith. Steve Smith is not a great tactical captain. Like he's been out, he's been shown up a lot of times tactically as well. So I think in ODIs, limited overs, I think Finch is brilliant. Like some of the moves he makes. Like I think even in the last T20, when he got on Zampa, when they were hitting and then Zampa
got Pandya.
Yeah, exactly. That was a pretty bold, it's a Dhoni-esque move to like bring on a spinner in that situation. So yeah, I'd go with him. Maybe in the test, but I mean, Tim Payne has not done anything wrong. And anyway, he's got another year or 2 years left in him. I think we're more for Australia. What it is they need to get the public okay with Smith as captain again. That is going to be key for them. How they get the public to agree or applaud Smith as captain, because the Australian public is very hard that way, and they need to be eased into the idea of Smith being given captaincy, because it will happen. I think it's unless they're preparing Marnus as captain after Payne retires or Payne finishes. So I mean, it's a big issue.
Do you think they are? Do you really think they are?
I think
isn't he a bit young?
No, but I'm assuming Payne will play another 2 years, maybe like 1.5, 2 years. He turned 36. So maybe he play 1.5, 2 years. That's what I heard him say in an interview. And then after that, I think in 2 years, Marnus will be quite experienced. I mean, it's all about, Smith probably is who they want to make, but if they don't manage to convince the Australian public or whatever, then they might have to go with Marnus. Because, I mean...
Who's the vice captain? Isn't it Pat Cummins?
Yeah, but I don't know if Cummins can captain.
I don't think they'll make Cummins captain.
Yeah, I don't know if he can captain a test team. But he seems like the guy who has leadership personality. But I don't know if it might be too tough as a bowler to captain a test. I mean, Kumble did it, so let's see. But yeah. Okay, what do you guys think? For you, who was Australia's player of the series?
Wade. I like the way he batted. Maxwell and Wade. I like the way they batted.
Yeah, I mean, Maxwell, man, just came out of...
Maxwell was shit in the first 2 games, though.
Maxwell?
Yeah, he was good in the third one where they won. The first one, he was terrible. He got out like fourth ball or fifth ball to Natarajan. The second one...
in the second game as well.
Yeah, he scored a few runs, but he's not match-winning or match-turning knock. No, and then in the third one, he got dropped. He got out when Chahal overstepped. There's a lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah, I feel, I don't know why it feels like he played really well.
because he
bowled well,
killed us
but
in the T20 in the ODIs.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
But for me, it's Wade. I thought Maxwell did pretty decent. So and Zampa, I think bowled well. So
you know who had a low-key very good series? Moises Henriquez.
In the
yeah,
first
that's true.
the first game, he got 3 wickets and got a few runs as well. I think they're gonna have a
That's
good
true.
option. Like this is what I'm so jealous of Australia of. They've got Moises Henrique, they've got Stoinis, they've got Cameron Green, and here we can't produce even one six bowling option. Sitting with 7 and 8 in their team. I actually want to see when they have their full strength squad back. I mean, obviously Abbott, Sams,
We
and,
do have a sixth bowling option.
it depends on if Pandya starts bowling. But Abbott, Sams, I think Abbott, Sams, and who was that third seamer who played for them? Ty. Those three would obviously go out for the three quicks, and then Warner will come back. So it'll be interesting to see who they leave out for Warner. Will it be one of the all rounders?
Australia has a really good T20 side. Like, if you really
They
think
don't
about it.
really like. There is a lot of
Dude,
issues.
no, like, dude, if like Maxwell plays this way, if Stoinis continues his IPL form,
Yeah, but the thing with
think
Australia,
about it.
that's always been an issue. Like even in the T20s against England, in England, they fail to chase some like runner ball scores. So I think what they will do is when this guy comes back, Warner, they'll probably. I mean, obviously, I think Darcy Short will leave, obviously, and then Warner will bat up the order, and then maybe Wade at 3, Smith at 4, Stoinis, Maxwell, Enriquez 5, 6, 7. No, 5, 6. No, you have to drop one and the other. You have to still drop one. You have to
Could
drop.
do.
You have to drop one because they have unless they're playing. No, they might play all and then drop one of the leg spinners.
Are you talking World Cup squad?
Just generally like Australia's best
Oh.
T20 squad. So yeah, for me, I think the player for them was probably Wade. Wade was pretty good. Wade did really well. He had 2 beginnings. And Swepson was good, but the Swepson just didn't look attacking at all. He looked like
He
you
bowls
could,
so many short balls. I
yeah, he
understand
looked like
how
you
he
could
gets
hit
there.
him. I don't know how he got so many wickets. Like
Yeah.
I think apart from the ball that got Shreyas Iyer, all his other wickets in the series were off really crap balls. Even the one that got Sanju was like a full
I agree.
ball that he hit straight to him. But yeah, I think that is all that we have to
Didn't
talk
he get
about.
a couple of wickets off full tosses?
His wicket of Kohli in the first game was terrible. It was like
Yeah.
halfway down the pitch, and Kohli, I don't know what he did. He like checked it back to him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No.
that is the T20 review of what happened in this Australia. And we will be back in a few days to predict and forecast and preview the scariest series of this tour, I'd say, because it doesn't look very.
Can we just talk about the tour game really quickly?
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
Because I unbelievable. I think obviously we're missing a few guys, right? But at the same time, I think if we have this team, anybody in an India squad or India Test squad should be able to beat an Australia A team, even though they have a lot
But
of.
they had their Test players there as well.
I know they have a lot of Test players there, but Cam Green is not a Test player yet.
He is.
Right?
They are big. He's being considered for the first
No, but
Test.
he's not. He hasn't played yet. He's young. Okay.
Will Pukovsky is.
Will Pukovsky is unreal. No doubt about it, right? But there's a lot of guys who are unexperienced at that level, right? But there's a lot of guys who are unexperienced at that level, right? Between Will Pukovsky.
Yeah, but an A game
Cam
doesn't have the
Green.
pressure of a Test match. So the fact that you never played at that level doesn't matter.
No, but Ahaan, you do understand. You do agree that we should be able to beat these guys.
I don't know about beat, but we shouldn't have been giving them a chase of 130 in the last.
It's not the first time we've lost to an Australia A's side in tour.
No, it's definitely not. But I think with in modern times, it's far rarer.
I worry for our opening partnership. I honestly worry. I don't know who's opening.
Guys,
No,
who would you
whoever opens with Mayank, I just hope they step up.
I think, guys, do you think they would even consider opening with KL?
Yeah, you'd have to. I mean, I would 100% up to.
I don't know. I think they might be looking at KL to come in at 4 once Kohli leaves.
That's also.
Maybe. I mean, I'd rather. I don't really know.
But then there's also, I think between KL and Gill will recover Kohli when Kohli leaves. And then whoever doesn't play that spot out of those two, and either that person or Shaw then opens. Oh God, Prithvi Shaw to Stark, Cummins, and Hazelwood. My God.
Not just that, even
Ah.
Stephen Gale, he's so loose outside the off stump. It's
Yeah.
worrying.
So is
honestly.
KL. KL is not very good as a test opener. Like, there was a reason he was.
He's a
dropped.
better batsman than the two of them, at least now.
I don't
so.
know. I think Gale is probably talent-wise is probably the best.
I don't think so.
But I love
Okay.
KL. I think KL. I would open KL and Mayank just because of their chemistry with each other. But
Guys, what if we lose the one match with Kohli and then win the rest? What if that happens?
if that happens,
Imagine.
Kabir will on this podcast recite a love letter to MS Dhoni.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that.
If we
no
win
problem.
this
Also pretty good
3-1,
for Kabir though.
if
Huh?
we win this 3-1, losing the Kohli test and winning the other three.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? If we lose the Kohli test, but win even one without
No,
Kohli.
No. That's possible. We can win one game without
Yeah.
Kohli. They could be 3-0 up and then rest everyone in the last test and we win that test.
Okay, if it's except dead rubber.
No,
Come
no.
on, guys, it's
No,
hard. I was telling you
stop adding all these conditions. It's simple. If we win the series,
I
okay,
want-
fine.
dude, do you
If we
know what
lose
he
the
is?
Kohli test and win the series,
Okay, fine.
that means you still have to win 2, Kabir, out of 3.
No.
That
It's
means if
only
you
only if it's 3-1 India.
Okay, fine. Kabir has taken this bet, guys. Now you got to hope that India delivers. Let's see. I think the first test will come down to the toss, but okay, we will talk about that when we come back for the test review. So thank you guys for test review. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you at the test previews.